Hello, good morning. Alan Combies here, FasterEFT practitioner. And today I was just thinking about what can I share with you that might help you out when it comes to FasterEFT and applying it to your life. You know, really FasterEFT is all about, in my opinion, shedding all of the baggage and all of the non-truths about you that you've picked up along the way in your journey through life since birth. We have a saying in FasterEFT, the reason you have problems is because you were born. Had you not been born, you wouldn't have any problems. And so the challenge becomes, as we move through life, how do we deal with these problems? How do we... I hesitate to use the word cope because cope implies that we live with them. In FasterEFT, we let them go. Because, and I wrote this on my Facebook page, I think last week or something, you know, your problems are nothing more than a tiny speck of dust on the grand canvas that is your life. And when we have a problem or challenge, what we're doing is we're just focusing on that little speck of dust, and we're ignoring the huge canvas that is our life. And you know, to me, that's the power of this system we call FasterEFT. It's the belief system. It's understanding where our problems come from, and it's understanding, once you understand where they come from, you can create changes in your life. And FasterEFT is just a great way to do it, you know. And there's other ways to do it too. It's not the only thing you can do to release the emotional pain, to change the way you think about it, and really free yourself up. But it is a very, very effective and powerful way, and it's one of my favorite ways. I used an analogy the other day. You know, it's like FasterEFT is like when you're in a fire, and say you're in a burning building, and you look around, you don't know what to do, and you see in a glass box you see a fire extinguisher, and it says, "In case of emergency, break glass." That's the way I view FasterEFT. You know, it's like if you're in the heat of the moment, freaking tap. You know, if you've got a problem or an issue that you just can't, you're just so chronically thinking, and you're so wrapped up in your problem or issue that you can't seem to step away from it, get a practitioner and tap and have them work on you. You know, it's just so important and such a key to letting go of your shit, you know, just letting go of all the stuff you've been dragging around with you. And we're talking about, you know, grief and loss. You know, some people choose to feel the pain of losing loved ones all their lives. And in my opinion, and really it's a FasterEFT belief system, if you choose to hold on to that grief and loss, are you truly honoring them, or are you just hurting yourself? And so going through that healing process, I think, is an important one. You want to hold on to positive memories. Positive tears are good. You know, if you remember them and it feels really good and you can feel that love and it makes you shed a tear, then that's good. But if you're constantly mourning the loss of that person, then it's time to heal. It's time to move on. It's time to honor that person. So anyway, I'm getting a little off topic here. What I really wanted to talk about today was the process of aiming. And aiming is a fundamental key element when it comes to applying FasterEFT. And as a practitioner, when I'm working with a client, everything I do, every question I ask, is really a way for me to find out how they are creating this problem in their mind, how they're representing it in their mind. Once we figure out how they're representing it, then I know where to aim. So what does that mean? Well, if you were to think about, let's just, as an example, let's think about a food that you don't like. Think about that food. Now, as you think about that food, do you have a picture in your mind? Is that picture in color, or is it in black and white? Is the picture panoramic, like does it fill your whole vision, or is it framed? Is that picture, if it's framed, is it picture over here? Is it over there? Where is it? Where's the location of the picture? Is there any movement in that picture? Any sound? Now, these are interesting characteristics that we call submodalities. And by the way, if you don't have a picture, just notice how you know you're thinking about your food. Maybe you just have a feeling, or a color, or something like that. These are how we internally represent the world. And so when you go in and you access these representations, these metaphoric expressions of what you're thinking about, as you go in and access, those are the things that we're aiming at. So if you had an argument with a loved one, and when you think about that argument, you have a representation of it, much like you had a representation of a food that you don't like, you aim at all the aspects of that argument. So you might see your loved one's face angry and red hot. So you would close your eyes, focus on that representation, and apply the tapping. And people always ask me, what do you say? I don't know what to say. One of the things about this process is people tend to love to make things more complicated. And it's really a very simple process. You aim at how you know it's there, and you tap. And you say, let it go. Let it go. Now, why do we say let it go? Well, because what we're doing is we're aiming at how you know it's there. You know it's a problem because you can feel it. You think about it, causes that uneasy feeling. So we aim at the thought, we tap, we let go, and what the tapping does is it disconnects the emotional charge from the thought. And a cool thing happens when you do that. The thought changes. Sometimes it just goes neutral, like you can see the thought, and there's no emotional charge. Sometimes the thought will change completely, and by thought I mean submodalities. So in the instance of your food, let's say you're thinking about a food you don't like, you focus on it, you think about it, you feel that feeling, you tap, release, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Deep breath, blow it out, peace, and then you check back. Now let's say that there's no emotional charge to this food anymore. How has the picture changed? Maybe it went from color to black and white. Maybe it went from panoramic to a picture, a frame. These are all ways that we do aiming, and again, fundamental when it comes to getting results with your FasterEFT tapping. So I don't want to go too long. That's all for today. This is fun. I think I'm going to do this more often. Just get up in the morning with my morning coffee and post some thoughts on one of my favorite subjects, which is helping people with FasterEFT. This is Alan Combies, FasterEFT practitioner in Los Angeles. Wishing you the best, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.